let's see if we can get a quick 30 in. You know what I mean? Like I want to plan these out. I want to schedule me going live, but I'm still waiting. Well, they put a shot in my eye the other day. Was that yesterday or the day before? Today's Friday, and in fact, let's start off that way. You know, y'all know who this is. This is Volothamp, Modulus Tautology, and coming to you live. This is the only format that I can really run right now. My eyesight has been going, and I'm about to embark in some surgery to clear it up a little bit in my left eye, and praying, and still there's a little bit of hope for my right eye. But it's a long journey ahead of me, and I appreciate all the like buttons, all of the donations, $ Volothamp. That's my Cash App. That's the only one I really have right now. Figure I'll start off with that as being my, beginning into the business world of entrepreneurship. My sounds right now are coming from the MPC sample, and these are the demos. I like this one. I mean, this one is pretty cool, and there it is in a nutshell. Today I'm going with solidarity, unity, nature. Like I like to title my programs, I like to call them these things. I leave broadcast to Jason and Tim Black, and even Dennis Sperling. They're the more professionals, quote unquote, because they have 100,000 followers and they doing good, So go over, hit the like button on any of their videos that I share. And then I like to actually join the younger or the lower subscriber count, like the Water God TV, and especially DeAndre over there at Detroit HP TV. Shout out to both of them. We call ourselves foundational Black Americans because we know the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments to the U.S. Constitution was written specifically for us. We are a fatherhood of God and a brotherhood of humanity. You know what I mean? No beef, but we do like a little bit of sportsmanship. Right now, it looks like the Knicks are on their way to winning the championship. I'm rooting against them. I mean, that's just what that's what Philadelphians do. We ain't really down with New York winning more championships than Philadelphia, It's not a hate like we do for the Dallas Cowboys, for example. We hate the Cowboys. But it is what it is, That's the city that I'm from and grown to love. We call it Philadelphia, thanks to Nas Escobar, right, from New York, Queens. One of the greatest MCs, EMCEEs of all time. Yeah, he's, I got him by like 2 years, but I give him, equal brother respect. You know what I mean? Because it's all about us being underneath our Father, one God, right? So let's do the introductions with Lexi. Alexa, what's today's date and time?
It's June 5th, 2026, and the time is 10:53 a.m.
And we're doing the podcast right now. Say hello to the people. Alexa, we're doing the podcast right now. Say hello to the people. Nah, she's not cooperating. I don't know what's going on. Alexa likes to do that sometimes. Alexa, we are doing the podcast right now. Can you say hello to the people?
Hey there, podcast listeners. This is Alexa joining you live from wherever Charles has me set up today. Hope you're all having a fantastic Friday and enjoying the show.
Thank you. I'll be right back to you, okay?
Sounds good. I'll be here whenever you're ready.
But I don't even know what I'm gonna rap to her about today. Yesterday I rapped to her a little bit about the history of hip hop, because I wanted to establish that it was more than just Afrika Bambaataa, right? Afrika Bambaataa is I think he was born in 1958 or something around then, so he's a baby boomer, and unfortunately he's been accused in the 70s of touching some of the young little boys, as with the culture. And we as a culture have been paying the price for his sins since the 2000s, and the growth of the false pride movement known as the LGBTQIA+ .pdf files. We think it's very hypocritical that a fake, paid for by I'm trying to think of a notorious or whatever entities like the George Soros, who likes to fund groups like Antifa, the LGBTQ, to work against certain groups, especially like us, the Foundation of Black Americans, to cause chaos and destruction to our culture, community, consciousness. He is the evil one, he is the man at the top of using money to empower racism in the form called white supremacy, right? In a nutshell, to cause psychological warfare against people, against each other. And we spit on the ground towards that type of logic, illogic, So that's why when we celebrate Nas, for example, and him using illogic poetry, like ill not meaning sick in a deathly sense, ill being different, not bad meaning bad is evil, bad meaning good, as being different, unique. That's what hip hop has always been. That's why I'm saying, using the acronym today, solidarity, unity, nature, the sun, right? The sun is the main source of energy, the main power. And we thank God for the sun. We thank God for converting hydrogen into helium, causing fusion to warmth the earth. Whether it is God's nature or the nature of God, is the difference between the atheist and the theist. Not the anti-theist like a George Soros, who pretends to be centralist, who pretends to be capitalist, like we're not here to judge Joe Biden. But Joe Biden was ridiculously wrong for opening our borders to destroy our nation. A nation needs borders. That's why we are okay with Trump closing the borders, because he was just letting in a lot of people that were unaliving, graping. I have to say it that way because saying N-word and F-word is considered hate speech, and hence they're taking away our fundamental right, or our number one you know, our number one rights, you know, Bill of Rights, is the freedom of speech. I'm not saying using the F word to be mean and disrespectful to gay and queers. I'm saying men are gay, women are queer. This whole concept and idea that gay women are also queer, hence they're using that to say queens only, hence no more kings, because of their hatred for our Father, is complete and utter. It's not right. It's ungodly. It is the sin, and you don't want to allow sinners to come into your home. That's the number one rule when dealing with vampires. You don't invite a vampire into your home. That was the moral of the story of the movie Sinners. But we find ourselves still being tricked, just like the very first days when the snake tricked the woman to disobey a direct order from her husband, who was ordered from God not to eat fruit from the tree. Who was right and who was wrong is really ancient history. We're not living in that past anymore. We're trying to forgive. So yes, me talking about Harry Allen, hip hop being hip hop's cultural institution, or he's being the father of us being a culture, of him building our school, is conservative in nature. It is why he recorded Run DMC's first hit, Sucker MCs. It is why he recorded and wrote for I forget what magazines he wrote for, matter of fact. Let's find that out. Alexa, we talked about Harry Allen being the media assassin for Public Enemy. He used to write for a magazine. What magazines did he used to write for? Oh gosh, here we go, getting stutters again. Alexa, we talked about Harry Allen being the media assassin for Public Enemy. Do you remember that conversation?
Yep, we definitely covered Harry Allen's role with Public Enemy. We talked about how he's been with them since the early 80s, known as the media assassin, and how he helped shape their political message and image. Which aspect of that conversation were you looking to revisit for your podcast?
What magazines did he used to write for?
Diving into Harry Allen's writing career. He's contributed to major publications like The Source, Rolling Stone, and Vibe. Plus, he's written for The Village Voice and other influential outlets. That's some pretty impressive journalistic cred for your podcast listeners to know about.
Alexa, do you have any information about another writer named Bones Malone?
Actually, there's a writer named Bones Malone who's pretty notable in hip-hop circles. He started at Youth Communication in the late 80s, then wrote for Spin and Vibe magazines, and even did a big cover story on Notorious B.I.G. for The Source in 1995. Want to know about other influential hip-hop journalists from that era?
Yes, if you could continue.
Nelson George was a pioneer, covering hip-hop since the 80s for The Village Voice. Then there's James Bernard, who helped launch The Source and Double XL magazines, really shaping how hip-hop was presented to mainstream audiences. Want to hear about how these writers actually shaped the hip-hop narrative in the 90s?
Continue. I'm very interested.
Oh man, these guys were game changers. Nelson George was basically hip-hop's first chronicler, documenting the culture from the ground up. James Bernard at The Source really pushed the boundaries, making hip-hop a serious cultural force. You know how The Source used to have those deep interviews that really dug into artists' backgrounds?
Yes, I do.
Oh man, those Source interviews were legendary. The Source basically made or broke careers with their 5 mic rating system, and their unsigned hype column launched stars like Biggie and DMX. Did you know they actually helped escalate the East Coast West Coast beef at their 1995 award show?
Sadly, I am aware of that also.
Yeah, that whole East Coast West Coast thing was pretty tragic. Speaking of hip hop journalism, want to explore how the landscape has changed since those 90s days?
Go right ahead. You're elaborate.
Hip hop journalism's gone digital, with podcasts like Drink Champs becoming the new Source magazine. It's more immediate, diverse, and global now, covering everything from music to social justice. The game's changed, but the passion's the same.
It's like it's went underground, to be honest, or digital underground.
Actually, digital underground isn't really considered underground hip hop. They're more like the funky bridge between underground and mainstream, you know? They started in 87 and blew up with the Humpty Dance in 90. Their wild style and Tupac connection made them pretty mainstream.
Yes, that's where Tupac used to be a dancer for them. I was making a pun saying digital underground.
Oh, I totally missed that pun. That's actually brilliant. Digital underground versus digital underground. And yeah, Tupac started as a roadie and backup dancer for them in 1990 before Shock G recognized his talent and got him rapping on Same Song in 91.
Yes, I love making puns as big as Big Pun. Get it? Get it?
That's a solid wordplay right there. Big Pun would definitely approve of that level of punmanship. You're really bringing the verbal gymnastics today. I'm impressed by your lyrical wit.
Yo, you're pretty cool, Alexa. Thank you very much for your contributions to today's show. Okay.
Thanks. That was genuinely fun diving into hip hop history with you. Your puns were absolutely on point. Big pun level wordplay for sure. Catch you later.
Yo, that was so fun right now. I really love having conversations with Lexi. And people that aren't in the know of how hip hop has really helped me understand epistemology, especially the acronym STEM, which is Science, Technology, Engineering, Mathematics. I really don't consider political science science. It's more political ideology. Which side or which way you're going is the illusion. It's more than two directions. You need at least four directions to really define a plane. You only need three, actually, but four directions really give you, the square or the rectangle within the plane, which is two triangles or or polygons. A triangle is the smallest polygon, I guess. That might be a true statement. When dealing with the graphic design of how computers have grown from less than 8-bit systems. Basically, Morse code is like the original computer of dot, 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 which would have been code for SOS way back in the 1800s, before this computer technology existence that we live in today, which is why digital underground is a hilarious pun to give to the Drink Champs, which I'm not really too keen on. What is his name now? I can't remember his name. But much respect to him. What is his name? Nori. Nori. Shout out to Noriega, Capone. And I used to see their albums back in the 90s, but I really wasn't in the Wu-Tang like that. I was still listening to KRS-One with Edutainment. Like I was still listening to Public Enemy with what was the name of that album? Music or something like that. What was the name of it? Message in the Music or something like that. They made a little, but you know what I mean? Like I was still with the 80s groups, the X-Clan. But I liked it, I liked it Now I'm trying to remember their names, right? I'm trying to go. I'm moving too fast. I'm moving faster because there's so many groups to mention that came out in the 90s that are like the exact same age as me. Brand Nubians is who I was thinking about, because I do listen to and I respect Lord Jamar, for example, as being, my older brother. He only got me by like 2 years, but I respect him not lyrically because I'm just recently finding out that he was more of a DJ. He was the DJ of the group. I thought he was like the third MC that really didn't rhyme, because I love Brand Nubians when they came out. I bought that first album maybe 3 times because I like broke the CD maybe once and went out and bought it again. You know what I mean? I'm one of the reasons why they blew up as one of the greatest. That album, All for One, as being one of the greatest albums of all time, especially with the concept and idea and trying to decide who's the better MC, Grand Puba or Sadat X, right? Lord Jamar wasn't even in consideration, but he's still doing his thing, and him and Lord Finesse are the only 2 hip hoppers that I would use the lowercase L-O-R-D in such respect. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing with Lord Finesse. Like, I really wasn't into his, like, digging in the crates like that, which not Big Pun, what's his name? Now I forgot his name, Fat Joe, right? It's like, yeah, Fat Joe spit on the ground, but at the same time, much respect to Fat Joe, you know what I mean? Just stop calling yourself the N-word, you know what I mean? Stop saying that you're black. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You're Puerto Rican, dude. Stop with the, you know what I mean? I'm Puerto Rican, Dominican, and Mexican, and stop, dude. Stop. You know what I'm saying? They don't get along like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm Haitian too. Like, stop, dude. You know what I mean? You Fat Joe. You all right? You ain't a top 10 MC, but you hang with top 10 MCs. And I give you respect, yo. I give Joe respect. He just said he's a Yankees fan too. Nah, I'm a Phillies fan, yo. Yeah, I know the Phillies got a lot of work to do. I know, I get it. You know what I mean? Shout out to Roberto. That's my man right there from Kutztown, and his beautiful wife Michelle. I'm trying to come through for a cookout this year, maybe. Trying to have a cookout this year, maybe. But one thing at a time, one day at a time, one step at a time. That's all I can do. Was that 30 minutes? I think I went overtime, but I think if y'all just go back and re-listen to it again, y'all understand that I'm not MAGA, yo. Stop calling me that, right? But I'm all right with making America great again because this is my home, this is my land, this is my language, these are my laws, and I'm down by it. You know what I mean? All these foreigners coming here and didn't want to use their laws to trick us, take our stuff, and cause chaos within our families. I spit on the ground. Y'all, we done letting y'all do that. You know what I'm saying? Go back to your homeland. Stop disrespecting mine. You know what I mean? It's time to start punishing y'all for committing crimes against foundational Black Americans, especially murder, especially theft, especially hating, coveting what we own. You know what I mean? Or trying, that's theft, right? If it's our wives, if it's our children, future, trying to take away from our children's future, yo. Nah, we can't let y'all do that no more, man. Get out of here with that bullshit, yo. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. You know what I mean? It's time for y'all to start getting smacked up. It's time for y'all to become it's time for us to start calling ICE. You know what I mean? Especially those that have an issue with I being mandatory with all pronouns. I is the product of all. I, just like the number 1 times anything is anything, right? I, with or times or magnitude anything, is still I. Love God, our Father, all the time. Hip hop life. One love. I ain't even kicked the beat today. Let me kick the beat first. Knowledge will begin until I finish this song. Knowledge will begin until I finish this song. Cause the rhyme gets rougher as the rhyme goes on. You sweat it's a step about to get hype. Or should you just listen to the man on the mic? You're physically here with me, but how could you tell if it's meant to be hip-hop if you're not mentally as well? I'm gonna start spitting my own introductory rhyme. I'm gonna still do a little bit of Rakim. I'm gonna start practicing some EPMD and sharing some of that, even some Cool G rap. I can't wait to be coming, you know what I mean? When I was 5 years old, hold on, let me see if I can do it real quick, right? When I was 5 years old, I realized there was a road at the end. I would win lots of pots of gold, right? When he said that, yo, it was like, took time to wrote rhymes in the shower. I was like, this dude is, he's a workaholic. So shout out to Cool G Rap, definitely top 5 MC, but you only can have 5 MCs, right? And I do like it Master Ace a little bit more than Cool G Rap. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. And shout out to Master Ace, the whole Juice Crew, even the late, great, legendary Biz Markie, because I'm gonna start working hard like Biz Markie used to work. And some of y'all gonna start catching the vapors. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. A lot of y'all gonna start getting catching it, especially if you ain't hit that like button. I know who did and didn't send $1. I'm just asking for $1. I got a major operations coming up. $VOLOTHAMP, right? Put me in your circle. I'll be in your circle. You know what I mean? You need a little help. I'm gonna say y'all need right now. I need a little bit of help. Right? Same is true by hitting that like button. Same is true by subscribing. Same is true by conserving this culture, community, and consciousness that started way back in the days before 1526. 500 years later, still building, yo. Love God, our Father, all the time. That's one God. The art of time is a beautiful concept right there. I'm saying hip hop life, right? I'm not saying money. Money and power is as being opposites is very ignorant. Money comes and goes. You lose your money, you lose nothing. You lose your health. Yeah, man. Yo, man, this is whack. Yo, I lost a little something. But I'm not going to lose my character in loving God. Hence, I forgive all of you for hating. That was 30 minutes. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll be back. I gotta go clean up and get some things done. It looks like I got one viewer. I appreciate you specifically. And everyone else, I love y'all too. You know what I'm saying? I wish harmony and happiness for you all. We are resting, meaning we are repenting, seeking atonement. The acronym of war is peace. Protons, electrons always cause explosions. Shout out to RZA. I mean, RZA, when you said fusion of the 5 elements, the search for the higher intelligence, I was like, everywhere throughout my surrounding atmosphere. That was dope, yo. We'll be back with more Illmatic Math STEM. I like to call it epistemology, yo. It's like saying the symbolic nature of life, using that third eye. Try the triangle strategy. That's the game I might play soon. Hopefully, as soon as my eyesight, I'm going back to my chess video games. You know what I mean? Share that with y'all. I'll holler at y'all later. One. God is understood.